Okay, now let's pick the Browns game. We have Bruce McIntosh representing our Football Insider subscribers, and of course, Doug Lesmerises, Mary Kay Cabot, and myself, Dan Labbe. Let's go. Bruce, what have you got for the Browns and the Bengals? The line on this one is Browns -3.5.
I'm sticking with the Browns to win it. I think they're going to bounce back like they did the first or second game of the season again. And I don't think Cincinnati's very good right now. If they can control Joe Burrow, the defense should. I don't think they'll put up enough points. Oh, I'm betting on our offense coming back. Kind of like they need to get over some of the injuries we got, but I think we can bounce back against Cincinnati. It's a good team to bounce back against.
Doug?
I felt really good picking the Steelers against the Browns last week, and I feel even better picking the Browns against the Bengals this week. I think I'm right with Bruce. I think this is a bounce back game. I think a lot of people have said since the Ravens and Steelers losses, let's see what Kevin Stefanski and the Browns do second time around against an opponent. So this is the second time around. And I actually think it's bigger for Joe Woods than it is for Kevin Stefanski, because I'd like to see if they have a plan to maybe stop the rookie QB a little bit better. The teams have been absolutely decimating this Bengals offensive line. You'd like to see this defense get aggressive and get after it. And you'd like to see Kevin Stefanski dial up a game plan this week that makes it take some pressure off of Baker Mayfield while also giving him opportunities to make plays. You know, this is a big one. This is a big one for the perception, both internally and on the outside of the Browns, I think. And I think if they have a nice, solid, even better than last time against the Bengals, a good, solid, like 2 or 3 score win, I think they take control of the vibe again. And if they lose or if they barely escape by something weird, I think they lose their grip a little bit on that vibe. And I think Kevin Stefanski, Joe Woods, Baker Mayfield, Myles Garrett, I think they seize it. I think the Browns win by 20. I think this is like a really solid, like 31-14, 31-10 kind of game. So I'm very happy to give the small points for the Browns.
Well, right before we started recording this podcast, somebody put me on the spot to make a pick for this game. And I went with Browns, sort of similar to you, Doug. I gave the Bengals a few more points, but 34-21 is what I went with for the Browns. I just think, first of all, Joey Covers messed us all up last time we picked this game. The line was much bigger, though. It was like 6 that first meeting, and then they got that late touchdown. I think the Browns are going to win this game. We don't know what's going on with Joe Mixon. I think that's big. I really like Joe Burrow. I really like some of those Bengals weapons, but the Browns should just be better, and they should be able to beat this team, especially by, 4 points. So I'm going with the Browns -3.5, as is Ellis, who says, I don't feel great about this, but a belief in the Browns run game getting back on track makes this game a carbon copy from week 2. Mary Kay, what's your pick?
I have the Browns as well. I have the Browns covering. And, I just think that the Bengals last year were able to rally emotionally. They felt like they could beat the Cleveland Browns, and they were so hyped up for that game last year. This year, we're going into a game against the Bengals where they are splintered. I mean, you've got, your longtime veterans such as A.J. Green and Geno Atkins and Carlos Dunlap, and they're all kind of, they're not valued anymore. The defenders are third down guys, and A.J. Green is like the third option, and there's just a lot going on. They're not really pulling together. They're pulling apart. The only way that they can win this game is if Joe Burrow, I think it would have to come from him, pulls this team together. And Joe Mixon didn't even practice again today. Here we are on Thursday, and he's not even practicing. So if he doesn't play, forget it. But I think if Joe Burrow shows that tremendous leadership where he just puts this team on his back and passes like crazy and, tries not to let Myles Garrett strip him again, they have a chance. But I'm not seeing it just because of the way that they are so fractured this week.
Okay, there you have it. Our Browns picks, just to kind of give everybody a quick recap of what you heard. Every single one of us takes the Browns -3.5 over the Bengals. No Twitter hate coming our way for these picks this time, unlike that Dallas game a few weeks ago.